Today's video is about the best #1 stretch for sciatica. And I don't say that very often, but this one might be the best. It's not the best for everybody, it's the best for a very specific type of problem. Although quite frankly, when patients come into our clinic, we may give them, everybody may get this, because this is really a good one. Why do we do this? Because we want you to have the tools so you can make better healthcare decisions, so you can live your life pain-free, without the sciatica or the back pain or anything else. And when you know what's going on and you make better healthcare decisions, you can live your life without any pain. And if you make the wrong decisions, the consequences can be very severe. So one of the things we've talked about in the past is our 9-step solution. But one of the solutions, one of the steps of our 9-step process is the stretches. And today we're going to talk about the piriformis stretch. And it directly affects patients that have piriformis syndrome. And we haven't talked a lot about piriformis syndrome because it's not often that we get patients with piriformis syndrome, because it is the one problem that you can have where you actually do the stretch at home and the pain goes away. It's uncommon with sciatica that you can do one specific stretch, but if you have piriformis syndrome, then very often this problem will be solved by you stretching the piriformis muscle. We'll explain all this in a minute. So typical spine looks like this, little anatomy lesson. Head's here, hips here, 24 vertebrae. The vertebrae are the bones. In between each bone there is a disc. The disc allows for motion. Also the disc allows enough room for these nerves to exit through an opening here called the foramen. Spinal cord's on the inside, nerves exit right through here. Now the nerves in the lowest part of your back come out and they form together into the sciatic nerve. And one of the things that we've talked about a lot is all the different problems of sciatica where the nerve gets pinched. Because sciatica is a pinching of the nerves. It gets pinched as these nerves exit the lowest part of your spine and it goes down your leg. So sciatica is a pinching of, again, is the piriformis syndrome. But very much it's a cause of sciatica because the nerve gets pinched as it passes near the piriformis muscle. And when the piriformis muscle is too tight, you will get the pain down the leg. Again, here's my spine, nerves come out of this part here, and then it forms into the sciatic nerve that then goes down your leg. Very often what can happen is a muscle that attaches from the sacrum out to the hip joint, the part of the femur called the greater trochanter, passes right through here. So it starts here, passes out to the femur, which is part of the hip joint. And what happens is when that muscle's tight, it'll pinch the sciatic nerve. So really the muscle's here, and the whole goal to solving this problem is to stretch the muscle. So it's the piriformis stretch will solve the piriformis syndrome. Again, it's the one situation where very often you can do one stretch, problem goes away. I'm not guaranteeing that, I'm not going to diagnose you, I don't really know what your problem is. But when you stretch that muscle, you can actually free up the space in between. Now, Dr. Amy, our physical therapist, is going to show us how to stretch the piriformis muscle, and I'll talk you through it. So ultimately, what you want to do is you want to lay on your back. And when you lay on your back, what you're going to do is you're going to pull your knee forward. So this would be if you're laying on your back, this is your left side, and you're going to bend and cross your legs. We'll show you what that looks like. So crossing your leg, just like that. Okay, so what she's going to do now is she's going to pull this knee toward, this is her left knee, she's going to pull it toward the opposite shoulder, which is her right shoulder. And then she's going to grab her ankle and she's going to kind of pull the whole leg that way. And really what that does is it stretches by pulling it this way, you're sort of stretching that space. You're elongating the muscle. And the stretch for a muscle is when you make it longer. So you're pulling it this way and it frees up that space. So she's going to pull it across, and she's going to hold it for 20 seconds. So you pull it, you want to pull it, you want to feel it in your hip, you're going to feel it, and you stretch it across, you hold it for 20 seconds, and you're going to do that 3 times. And then what you're going to do is you're going to switch legs. But the key really is to feel that stretch in this part right here, kind of in your glutes. Okay, that muscle, as you pull it across, you're going to be stretching it, and what it's going to do is it's going to free up the space where the nerve comes out. Again, she's going to do it both sides. Same thing, you're going to cross your legs and then you pull your right knee toward your left shoulder. And you kind of pull it that way. That's what she's doing. She's got her hand on her knee and her hand on her foot here and pulling it across this way. So you do it 3 times, hold it for 20 seconds each time, and you do it every day. And one of the things that we're going to talk about in the next 7 days, in the next week, is how to identify what is the cause of your sciatica. We have a very specific process where we can very much pinpoint the exact cause and the reason that the nerve is being pinched. We're going to look directly into this space right here. But also, we're going to look to see what's going on with the piriformis. So what we're going to do for you is we're going to help you understand when you have piriformis syndrome. Like I said, it's the rare sciatica where you actually do stretches, problem goes away. Doesn't happen very often. Next one. So, patients that come to see us very often have problems in the disc. We can help patients with disc problems. We can help with muscle problems too. So, if you like what you hear, we want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and follow us on Twitter. But our goal is to give you the education so you have the tools you need. Back pain is devastating. It affects 80% of the population. 10 to 15% of the population has chronic back pain that never ever goes away. And a lot of those have sciatica, and you don't have to live with it. We can help you. So our goal is to help you get your back better and free up that nerve and live your life. That's it. I'm out. Tomorrow we're going to do an exercise. Friday we're going to do some of the science, and then next week we're going to do more about sciatica. So have a good night. Drive safe. Be careful.